one of my goals was to be able to get to a point where I could replace my teaching salary. And, I only worked like maybe a week or 2 weeks out of the month because of other things going on in car accidents and all that. But the months that I actually worked, I was able to replace my teaching salary. There was one weekend where I darn near replaced would have been my teacher's salary in I think about one weekend. And I believe I replaced, it would have been like my 2 weeks check. I made more than that in one weekend. And it was like, wow. It was a weekend where I made around $4,000. And my weekend, I don't even think I worked the whole weekend. It might have been like Friday and Saturday. It wasn't even like a whole weekend. No, it's just like insane. I can do this. My leads flew in. It was a lot. I was like up in the middle of the night and I was like obsessive. Like it's like 2:00 in the morning. And I'm just like, and right, I'm just like, what if he like Kermit or something like? And there was one day, I don't remember how many consultations I scheduled, but the other, because I'm in within another business and there are other private businesses on this hallway, and you and the owner were like, what are you doing? Because I wasn't I've seen some people come in and out. So from that to literally every 30 minutes there was somebody in here. One day I had at least 10 people boom, 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 boom. They were like, dude, what are you doing? And then so it was 4 or 5 people what are you doing? Who's doing this for you? You have to tell me who, what's going on. So I come like, oh, so it's Highstoke. It's what? And so I was explaining to him what Highstoke was. And then also one of the things that really helped me when it came to even the sales part, because I was I'm not really a salesperson, but I know that I have influence. I've always been a leader or put in some type of leadership role in the schools and some type of admin role, whatever, even when I don't want to. So I know that I have the influence, but I didn't know really how to use it when it came to sales. So there was one thing that Danny said on one of the many trainings that we have that stuck out, and it was just never ask questions that are yes or no. And it's kind of duh, but you don't think about that while you're trying to, again, figure out how to sit up, how to do this, how to be that. So once I learned that really, I was like, this isn't that hard. Okay, I know how to do this now. So even that little bit helped me tremendously with being able to close sales. So getting people to trust you enough to want to pay a deposit to come in. And I've been able to do that. And then it's not one of those things where they're you're an administrator, it has to be it has to be like that. If you're you know what, I like this, but can we add this, or can we add a video to this, or whatever? Can we take this? Is literally a teamwork. Yeah, it's a team atmosphere. So what you're saying has value. I'm okay, well, let's try it. And to see that go back and forth, and then to be successful with that I think that also says a lot, because some well, we're just going to do it this way. But it's the fact that you guys are well, you know what? Well, let's try this. Let's see what happens with blah, blah, blah. That to me also says a lot about you guys. Just the analytical part. And it pained me so much that I even enrolled in a Google Analytics course, just so I could try to learn and better understand, because it just bugged me so bad that I did not know. I'm looking at this stuff, I'm looking at these numbers. Okay, that's great. This is pretty. It's a nice graph. What does it mean? So trying to figure that all out was definitely difficult while I was still trying to run my business, work my business, having clients. Well, pretty much all of my services it was just completely overwhelming. I now have the time and the energy, keyword, the energy, to be able to do that because I have a team. And I think once you reach a certain point in your business, you need a team. I mean, I like to think that I'm Superwoman, but when it boils down to it, I'm not. So I think once you get to a certain point, you need that team in order to handle your business as it grows so it can continue to grow. Because if not, something along the lines is going to lack. I had used a different marketer before, and I think because I used that marketer, you know how you use one and then like other people start popping up, they're like that you never knew existed, start popping up. And so I started following you guys, and I'm a person that, again, it's the educator in me. I'm going to like really research and just sit back and watch. And that's how I know to do this with clients to come back around, because I'm one of those people that do that as well. Yeah. So I kind of just sat back and watched, and I'm in like different groups and whatnot in the PMU world aspect, and I've never seen anything bad about Highstoke, and so that kind of stood out to me. And then I did my own research, and then I was like, well, who owns this? And then I was like, oh, this guy named Danny. Oh, okay. So then I was like, oh, he has great reviews and whatnot. And then I ended up sending him a message. I think I started following him on his personal page. But I got a response and then set up a meeting with him. And it was like on a Sunday. I'm like, really? So I'm thinking I'm going to meet with like, like maybe one of his colleagues or whatever. But no, it was Danny. I'm like, oh, wow. And I love the community. That's one thing that I like. I love to learn. It's the educator in me. I feel like if I'm not learning something, then I'm stagnant. Yeah. So I like that. Even if I'm not learning something from a training, I'm learning something maybe from a discussion. Since there's the community, the camaraderie means a lot to me, because I feel like iron sharpens iron is that old saying. So we just kind of like play off each other and learn from each other. And that's what I really, really love about Highstoke, that I think is different than other companies. My next goal, I want 10K months is what I want. I want to have another stream of income. I have a product that I'm working on for permanent makeup. So to have that prototype up and going. What did I say? I said by the end of the year. And then also too, I have people that consistently ask me to teach them. And I love to teach. Again, once you're an educator, you're always an educator. So now I'm just going to take my educating abilities and use it in the permanent makeup world.